Hi Aries, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zipporah the Lux Angel, and today I am back with another tarot card reading. Aries, please remember that these readings are timeless, general, and for entertainment purposes only. That means only listen to what directly applies to your personal situation, leave the rest for someone else. And by all means, please contact licensed professionals and or the proper authorities regarding any mental, medical, legal, or financial emergencies and or crises. That being said, let us begin. First things first, the handbag of the day is my beautiful Louis Vuitton Alma BB, and she will serve as today's vision board inspiration for all the abundance manifestors out there. If you'd like to see me styling my luxury capsule collection, you can check out the series I have here on YouTube called Battle of the Bags. All right, Aries, let's begin. I'm going to start by choosing a deck for your reading. And today we are going to go with The Good Tarot by Colette Baron Reed. I am going to shuffle. If you don't want to stay through the shuffling, I'll have the timestamp listed in the description box for you below. Please and thank you, Spirit. Aries energies. Thank you, Spirit. What messages do we have for Aries energies? Messages for the Aries collective. Please and thank you, Spirit. Aries. Messages for the Aries collective. Please and thank you, Spirit. Aries. Messages for Aries. Please and thank you, Spirit. Aries. Okay, we will just do one more. All right. Let us begin. All right, we're starting off with the Knight of Swords. Feeling very eager to speak to someone. Yeah, very eager to speak, period. Ooh, the Ten of Swords, but being cut off. Being eager to speak, but nobody's trying to hear it. Ain't trying to hear that noise. Ain't trying to hear that noise. This is I will speak, you will listen, or I'm not talking at all. We have a King of Wands. Okay. Somebody not letting you speak, Aries. Or say your piece. Someone said it's just over, or are you saying it's over? And I don't even want to hear what you have to say. We have a Queen of Swords here. All right, let's see here. Let me see here. So I'm seeing here where it's like, okay, take the roles where they fit, switch them if need be. I'm just getting this out right now, okay? So whoever this King of Wands energy is, okay, they want to speak with someone. They would love to speak with someone. This Queen of Swords is what I'm getting. But this Queen of Swords is too smart, too wise. This Queen of Swords, you're not going to play her, okay? It could be her, him, whatever. I'm just talking about this Queen of Swords, okay? You're not going to play games. You're not going to come with lies. You're not going to come with deceit. You're not going to come with BS. The Queen of Swords can read right through it. Not only does she have the mental capacity, but then she also has this owl as well on this particular card in this particular deck anyway. So that means she also has the intuition. Like she is going to read and discern whatever this King of Wands has to say. The King of Wands is like, I don't have the words. I just don't know what to say. They don't know what to say. They're eager. They want to speak to the Queen of Swords, but they don't know what to say. They have no words to say. They're like, what can I say? It's just interesting because there's a heart in this particular deck on the King of Wands. So it's like they want to say something that has to do with the heart space or the emotions, but the words escape them. They don't know what to say. They don't know what to say, or when they do try to speak, it just gets shut down. They shut down. Speaking is not their strong suit. Not with the Ten of Swords in the second house of Taurus. Taurus about speaking in the throat. The Ten of Swords there, that's not their strong. It could be if it was a higher vibrational, but no, I'm not getting, no. I'm getting whenever they try to speak, they get shut down. They just shut down. This is not somebody who can, especially when in comparison to this Queen of Swords, they are just like, they don't want to say anything because they feel like anything that they say will be misread, redirected. They'll feel stupid. Like this person can talk circles around them. So they just feel like there's not much they can do there. We have a Five of Swords. Okay. Defeats. I'm trying to tell you. Well, King of Wands. Okay. Take this word with his Aries. I don't know if it's you or a cross watcher, but hey, we have a Four of Swords. So they want to call a truce. I don't know if this is you or the other person, Aries, okay? This is sounding like a cross watcher. Aries wants to call a truce. They may have had harsh words at one point. Y'all may have had some sort of fight, bickering or whatever, and they may have had harsh words. They could have even ended it harshly. This king of the King of Wands could have ended it. Okay, so Aries, you could have ended it, cross watcher, whatever. But the King of Wands energy could have been the one like had some harsh words and was like, no. But now it's like they regret that. Now in hindsight, they're like, oh dang, what did I do? Why did I do that? This could be a habit of this King of Wands, going like extreme. Like they can't have an argument. They gotta go to below the belt. They gotta take it to the umph degree. They gotta wreck it, end it, till it's foobar. And so they could have done that here. Well, you know what? That's why, I don't want you, or I don't like you, and I don't need this, or whatever, and ended it. But now they want to speak, and they feel like there's nothing that they can say. They feel like there's just nothing that they can say, and they are in regret about how they ended this situation, because they can't just come to the Queen of Swords and be like, psych, just playing, that's just joking. No, because the Queen of Swords is gonna be like, you said this, and this. Let's address this and the deeper reasons why you would even. And that all that analyzing, that's the thing too. Not just the speaking. Swords analyzes, and the King of Wands is like, I don't want to have to analyze all the whys I did this and the whys I did that, because of course they don't know. They just probably did it in the moment, all passion and no forethought and no foresight. No offense, Aries. I'm just saying, whomever did this, though, it could have been the other person, though, take the roles as we have the Six of Swords. Okay, well, that's good. I don't know. I feel like now all of a sudden this King of Wands is getting clarity about this situation and how they handled it, and they see their flaws in the situation. But they almost, it's like they're coming to terms with the fact that they did this, that they caused this. That's accepting accountability. That's what I'm seeing here. Whereas before they were like Knight of Swords, just 10 of Swords, just they were reckless. Let's just be real. They were verbally reckless and very cold. And now they see where that was the problem. Now, and before, like, bruh, you be acting like this, How you gonna act like now this, oh, now I see it's a problem. In the moment you ain't realizing this is the problem, child, boo. Anyway, the Queen of Swords is though like, the Queen, like I said, you're not gonna come back to them and just be like, oh, now I realize. Because the Queen of Swords wants to hash it out. This is Swords. They want to analyze and talk about. And you see why? And do you understand this? And do you get that? And the King of Wands don't want to stick around for all of that. But they're seeing where they caused their own demise in this situation. We have the Temperance card. So the Queen of Swords is being very, very balanced. So Aries, I don't know what y'all done did. I don't know if it's you or the other person. It sounded like it was you, Aries. Every time I'm doing like an Aries reading, it's like a reading recently. It's like a cross watcher is watching. Or it seems like it's the collective dealing with an Aries. But so I want to address the Aries too. This could have happened to you too, Aries. Just because it's coming out the Queen of, the King of Fire, just take the roles as they fit. Okay. But we have the patience card, more fire, more fire, more fire. So, like I said, this Queen of Swords is very balanced, very rational, very logical, already healing. It looks like the Queen of Swords gave themselves peace. They were like, oh, sweet summer child. You see how she's holding her? She's like, oh, it's that sweet summer child acting so reckless. Just they would have let this King of Wands energy go ballistic and do whatever they did, and they would have just been like, okay, okay. They didn't go off the deep end. See, they tempered their stuff. King of the Fire was not. King of Fire was like, oh, I don't need this, and you can leave and I can leave, and we can end this, and I gotta go. And now they're in regret about all that because they're like, well, when you kill something dead, you really can't come back to it. So why would you do that? Especially when you got a burning heart for this person. Clearly, like, so they're realizing that they just played themselves for real when they, and maybe this interaction had to happen for the tempering, for this to happen, for them to realize that, or for both of you to realize. Like I said, take the roles as they fit. Could have been both of y'all, but for both of y'all to realize that there is nothing to be gained by going that hard, by going that low, by trying to verbally skewer people, and by prematurely ending things just to what? Prove that you can do it. That's how you win the argument. You know those types? Well, I don't need this. I'm going to leave. I don't need this. I'm going to leave. Well, I've seen that in my life, child. With adults in my life, child, even as a child. It's always, I can leave, I will leave, and I don't need this. There was no conflict resolution for some of these adults. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing someone who doesn't know how to resolve conflict, this King of Wands character, but this Queen of Swords does. Oh, they will hold to the fire. Oh, this is what was said. This is what was dot, dot, dot. And this is why the King of Wands is just like, ugh, I want to come. But they could be starting text, stopping it, calling, then hanging up, because they just feel defeated and they don't know what to do. Will they figure it out? Who knows? But it looks like the Queen of Swords energy is maintaining their composure, their character, staying where they need to stay because they're like, I'm good. I didn't go. I'm seeing where the Queen of Swords maintain their composure with the Temperance card. So they're like, I'm not coming forward and saying anything. I'm not making this better. If it's to be fixed or mended, they will come forward, accept accountability, and do that. Do that. See? Answer the call. Answer the call, Aries. I don't know if this is you or the cross watcher. Answer the call. Do the right thing. That's called an apology. And we know some of these controlling types with a lower vibrational or let's just say a fire energy in a lower vibration. Doesn't mean they're always low vibrational, but in the moment, when things are going down. And yeah, they could be, they can have a problem with accepting blame and making apologies. So, but this is about answering the call to be honest and admit when you're wrong, and you did something wrong. And that is another thing that's stopping this person, because they don't like to admit that they're wrong, because they like to do whatever they want. So if they like to do whatever they want, but sometimes that stuff is wrong, then they have to realize, oh, I need to temper my own actions. I need to change this about myself. And because if they're low vibrational, they're selfish, so they don't want to do that. So we're going through all these things about, I know I'm wrong. I know I needed to change or be different, but I'm too lazy to do it. But it looks like this, I almost called them the emperor, but we ain't got no emperor on this board. And just because you're Aries don't mean you're emperor, okay? But, okay, this King of Wands character, they're realizing this because it's like they didn't get what they wanted. They ruined something, and it's like, why did I do that? Like, seriously, what was the point? It just hurts me in the end. So they're seeing that. But we have the 9 of Wands. Yes, they are struggling to do the right thing, which is to accept accountability. They accept accountability in their own mind, but to bring it to you, they're like, gosh, I won't have to deal with this. I won't have to hear the lecture. I'm going to have to hear it all. Yes. Be responsible, be mature, and handle the lecture, okay? You did it in school, you handled the lectures. You did it with your parents, you handled the lectures. Well, now this person gets to say, when you do things like this is how it makes me feel, and then I have to treat you this way. When you do things like this, it ruins the trust. And then, yeah, you have to hear all of that because you need to understand what you're doing when you're doing it. You're not just getting something off your chest when you're verbally attacking someone. You're causing a reaction in that other person. And just because it was momentary for you doesn't mean it's not permanent for them. So, okay. Yeah, we have the high priestess. So they already know. They already know already. See, like I said, I don't know if this is the Aries or the crosswatcher, take it where it resonates, but they already know that you're the one who's in the wrong and need to apologize. And they already know that you're feeling it too. Because they already know with this high priestess card, your energy, who you are. Remember, I said this queen of swords is intuitive with this big ass owl on her shoulder. So, and look at the colors are similar here. You see? So they already know what's about to happen. They already know the guilt that's going and churning. They already know that you already effed up because you wish that you would have come, that you could come back, and you wish it can go back to the way it was, and you just wish it would just be exactly how it is without going through all of this. They already know. And so that's another reason why they are tempering and just saying, I'm going to hold back and wait for them to do it. Because why? It's just like with children, right? Anything that's new or young, you want to build new muscle, okay, you got to exercise the muscle, right? You have to exercise this apology muscle. Aries or crosswatcher, whomever is in this energy, you have to exercise this Queen of Swords might have been always the one who would come forward and make things right and say, you know what, we both lost our cool and let's just move forward. And so that's what you're used to, but they're not doing that this time, and they will not, because they should not. You need to learn how to take accountability and accept responsibility and say, you know what, I effed up this time. I'm apologizing. And if you want this person in any capacity, that's what you will do, and that's what you're going to need to learn to continue to do. Because if this is your personality, where you just, in the moment, you can fly off the handle and fly off the deep end, yes, get used to being able to apologize, because at the very least, either people aren't going to accept that, especially not this Queen of Swords, High Priestess energy, and or if y'all do have these altercations where y'all verbally going at it, they're going to need that apology. So get used to it. This is a skill you're learning. See, that's why another reason we got the temperance, right? Learning, okay, getting on our path. And that Sag energy, we have the King of Wands, and the other fire energies is this Sag temperance and this Nine of Wands. So that's real resistance to getting on the path, but you're going to need to learn. Because you want to be with this other person, which I'm seeing that you do. It looks like you value their energy, their high priestess type energy, their wisdom. They're probably the only mature person that you know, and which is why you know that they're going to be like this when you come forward. Learn what they need in return. You want their energy and their loving, wise energy to be poured out to you. Well, pour out apologies when you know that you're wrong. That's what you need to do. Okay? It can't be one-sided. So get used to it if this is your character. But if this is just like a one-off, y'all trying to say, well, I don't think it is, because this judgment card, this answering the call card, is in the 9th house of higher learning. This is something that you need to learn for your own maturity and for your own self-development. We don't have two saggy cards here for no reason. Learning, and then the judgment card in the 9th house, which is the house of Sagittarius. So Aries or crosswatcher, this is something that a skill you need to learn. How to apologize, how to take accountability, not just, oh, let me pretend it didn't happen and go back into your energy. Because no person who has any type of integrity is going to allow those things to slide. And we have an Ace of Cups. That's what will bring about the healing. Learn this lesson. Learn to apologize, whether it's you, Aries, or crosswatcher. Learn to apologize. Okay? Learn to apologize. Period. Then you can have a new start. But it would be a new start, because this Queen of Swords energy is in temperance. Like, I need to heal. I need to balance myself. I need to get on my own path and think about me. And so they're not going to be in this whole, let me just jump into, back into some sort of connection. they're going to need to see changed behavior. And if at least, like I said, if you can't control this aspect, they're going to need you to be able to apologize. That's a changed behavior. Being able to acknowledge when you've done something wrong and then saying sorry. That's what I'm seeing that needs to happen here. We have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Y'all lucky. There's still love there for y'all. Now, granted, I don't know what happened here, but I'm just saying. Looks like there's still love. Yeah, nine of Cups too. There's still love here. There still is love here. But it's being locked away. Like I said, this person is tempering because they can't just allow you to be in their life doing all kinds of foul stuff, saying all kinds of foul stuff, ending things, acting like a grown ass, I was about to say man child, but that's only because the King of Wands it's the king. But woman child, whatever, acting like a grown ass child. And then just acting like, oh, we're just gonna go back to normal, act like that didn't happen. No, it did happen. So learn to apologize. And then if you hate having to apologize all the time, when you start feeling this fire well up in your chest and you just want to come for somebody verbally, be like, oh, you know what, last time didn't work out so well. Let me temper. Let me let me hold my tongue, because that's what needs to learn to happen here. Yeah. They said, it's arrested. It is stopped. It will not happen. So, but I do see whomever this fire energy is getting the clarity on this, accepting this finally. I don't know what they were smoking. Like, I mean, we do have or drinking with this 9 of Cups, 7 of Cups. But they were delusional to think that they can act this way and then just maintain this and act like y'all were going to have any type of relationship. So the delusion is fading. So that's good for whomever is, like the person who was in the right, the person who was balanced and didn't go ham. That's good news that the other person's, delusion is healing and they're getting clarity and recognizing, oh, well, I need to do something about this. Okay, so I was earlier, remember I was about to call this person an emperor. There is an emperor at the bottom of this deck, but it's not going to happen until this person learns this lesson. It's almost like, how they say the emperor is all for kings in the deck. It's like they need to master this air quality, this communication thing. They need to master this. But also this harsh cutoff coldness. They need to master this coldness and their communication. Because the heart is warmed up, but they just don't know how to express it properly. They don't probably know how to express love in healthy ways. So once they master this, then they will actually be an emperor. Right now, they display some traits, but they have not mastered it yet because they need to get in control of that fire. Particularly when it comes to the swords, the verbal, and also, like I said, this coldness, and not being so hot that they jump off and pop off and act crazy. Yes. Let me get some oracle cards with this one. What oracle cards are we going to get with this one? I'm going to go with... Oh, you know what? Which one? I'm going to go with the Fearless Oracle by Rachel Photon. All right. Clarification and or guidance, Spirit. Thank you. All right. But King of Fire, that could be you, the Aries. It's like, answer the call. I don't know. It might take some training. Get a book, how to apologize, how to control your temper, how to have healthy communication in relationships, something. Okay. And for some of you, like if there was a King of Fire energy who betrayed you, they're watching you move on and there's nothing that they can do. They feel defeated because they know that that's what they deserve. So for those of you who would have moved on from this person, they know that that's what they deserve. So they can't even hold a grudge. And it would be causing them to recognize that they need to get a hold of themselves. See, mastery, and health, right? Master that ish. Master communicating healthfully, acting in healthy ways. Yeah. And that's another thing. If you are intuitive and this person was out collective, I'm speaking to my collective right now. If you are intuitive and this person was out doing their 1-2 or whatever, like they know that you're intuitive. They know that anytime that they do anything, you're going to know about it. And that's all they can think about. They're thinking about how they cannot hide from you. They want you really badly, but they cannot hide from you. So in order to have you, they would have to give up all this lower vibrational, immature stuff. This is the type of person who will cause a fight so they can break up with you, and that way they can go see somebody else because they really are a non-committal energy, but they know you like commitment, so they'll commit to you. But then when they need to go and see somebody else or whatever, they'll break things off with you and then be like, oh, we were broken up and blah blah blah. It's that kind of flippant energy. And so they know that you are aware of all of that, and they know that they'd have to put all that behind them because you're going to be able to find out. So they need to make a choice, like, are you going to live this life or you want this person? Which one is it? So they know that clock is ticking too. Look, we have control and manipulation. Exactly. But this says regulation and guidance, enforce, manage, demanding. Okay. But I get this in two ways. Like I said, this is a domineering type person who they do not like apologizing. So they just want to come back in without apologizing, and it's not going to happen. I'm letting you know. I don't know if it's you, Aries, or a cross watcher, but it's not going to happen. You need to learn to be mature and take accountability for the things you say and the things that you do. And stop trying to have a relationship with somebody when you don't value monogamy and they do. If you want to be out here having all these options, this whole, oh, I'm gonna break up with you so that I can go with this other person, then I'll come back and act like we made up and that way I can have them both. No, nobody's stupid. So the only person that's stupid is you to believe that people are dumb enough to fall for that. Okay, look at that trickster energy. Yes. Are you going to give up all of this? I don't know. It says dishonest, hiding the truth, fake, cheater, illusion, scammer, not who they say they are. So this just got even turned to worse. Whereas before I was like, oh, they don't want to apologize. Now it's just like, yeah. So for some of you, if this was going on, if somebody was like, whether you're the Aries or the cross watcher, whatever, my collective, which you already know this, whomever, if this was the type of person who would start arguments with you and they go off the deep end to the point where they're breaking it off with you and you're like, what the fudge? Like, that was such an overreaction. It's so that they can go see somebody else or do something else. It might not be, but we'll see with the final cards that come out here. You know, a third party doesn't always have to be another romantic party or lover. It could be something else. I've been having something where somebody's in the streets. Okay, they could be starting to argue with you so that they can go run around in these streets or something like that and doing illegal stuff or all kinds of things. But either way, yeah, that's what they're doing. Okay, we have action. Yeah, behaviors. Exactly. Thinking about the behavior. Yeah, behaviors, trickster action. That's what they were doing. So, what, are they going to clean this up? Like, what are we talking about here? Okay, and we have faith and belief. Who is praying for this? Trust in or relying on something. Not doubting, having confidence in something. Being true. Yeah. So, I see this Queen of Swords energy believing in new love. So Aries, like I said, Aries or cross watcher, I don't know which one y'all are. This person is believing in new love and ready to manifest something new. So if you don't get your ish together, if you think that this trickery is going to work, it is not. If you think that going off the deep end and losing your temper and causing a fight to break it off is going to work, and then you just come back like nothing ever happened, it will not work. So figure it out, because this other person is believing in new love and they're going to get it. They're manifesting it. Queen of Water, to the 9 of Cups. They're going to get everything that they want. Temperance to the Ace of Cups. They're going to get what they want. They're having faith and believing, and they're moving on. So it's up to you whether or not you're going to answer this call, because I see a lot of y'all resisting. You can resist all you want to. You have free will, but you're not going to get this person. No, they're not dumb enough to be on this wagon wheel or whatever the hell it is. We have Harvest. That they going to get what they want. So you don't answer the call. It's like T.I. said, you won't come, I ain't gonna die. Look, harvest and relief. Oh, and they're gonna feel so much better not having to deal with all this bullish that you do. It's bullish. It is so immature. And this is what I'm seeing. Whomever is this fire energy, y'all are noticing, y'all are realizing, oh my gosh, I come across as so immature. I come across as a child. I could just be honest and talk about how I don't want to be in a relationship instead of causing problems and causing big old fights and all this drama to pretend to be out of a relationship so I can go here and here and here. That's so much energy, and it's stupid, and they can see right through it. Yes. Yes. They can see your control trickster actions, and they're just praying for something new because they don't have any faith that you will change because you're that damn childish and slow to believe that nobody can see what you're doing. Like, are we children? Like, children do this stuff. Like, children would do this. So it's like, you gotta be like a little bit remedial to believe that somebody would not be able to see through this. So yeah, you're coming across as remedial. Just be honest. Speak the truth. You don't have to be starting and stopping if you ain't gonna be no liar, okay? Message. Look, that is a challenge for you. You need to work on that. Okay, before you get into any type of relationship, it says message and challenges. Like, y'all, you just have a problem being able to be honest or being able to speak or say sorry. Like, let it be a challenge because you don't figure it out. Ending. They're going to find someone who fits them like a puzzle. Perfect match. Period. Okay. I'm seeing them in solitude, unavailable, and that is justice because you need to figure this out. Whoever you are, you just losing out on something because I don't know what's going to come for you if you don't answer this call. So, I don't know. Let me get one kipper real quick. I guess I'm fine now. Let's see some conclusion on this one. Yeah, with these Aries readings, I'll be like, am I talking to a cross-watcher? Somebody's cross-watching for Aries. Okay, so Aries, you need to get it together, or I don't know, whomever is watching, cross-watcher or Aries, whichever one. But yes, my collective, though, yes, keep moving forward and hoping and believing in somebody who does know how to be an adult. What do we have? We have coffin, that's endings. We have toil and labor. That's interesting. Yeah, it's like after this has ended, it is a burden because they didn't want to end it. They just wanted to cause a problem to pretend to end it so they could do whatever they needed to do. We have high honor. So like I said, this might not be a third party as in another relationship. This could be like I said, they ended with you because they got to go and focus on something else that they doing. Hopefully it's legal. It does say high honor. I'm like, oh no. Hold the phone. And but we do have lovers. But again, with this high honor and lovers, let me see here. See, this is what it is. Like, this person may work a lot and they feel like they can't have a monogamous relationship or they don't want to be held down. But then don't get with this person, though. Then go get with somebody else who wants that, and don't be lying and playing games with somebody. Okay? But we have high honor and lovers. Yeah, because, and for those of you who are the Queen of Swords, Temperance energy, you're going to get somebody who's a high honor lover. You're not going to have to deal with this person. If they don't answer the call, their life is going to be struggle, because this must be a choice point, and that is why the Judgment card is in the 9th house. Okay, this is a choice point for this person right now. They're manifesting the life that they're going to have in the future. If they can't change this, they're going to have a very hard life until they die. But you staying in your high honor energy is going to have loving people of high honor. period. Look at that. And marriage. Okay, thank you. Because and main female, yep, journey and gift. Yes, you're gonna get way better. So whoever is struggling to answer the call, just let it be known is right here. You're gonna have a hard, horrendous life because you have set into motion the fact that you're staying on a lower vibration. You're choosing to stay in an unhealed, immature energy, and that's only going to attract that into your life. Or this person with the faith and belief card over them, you keep having faith and you're going to get high value, high honor lovers. And if you're looking for a monogamous commitment, that is there. It is right around the corner from you. Perhaps this was your call to answer. That's what I'm getting actually more of. Both of y'all have a call to answer. You need to, when I get this temperance energy, your call to answer was letting this go and realizing that you can believe in better and you can actually get better. So you can let this go and move on because the universe will always give you what you're wishing for. And if you're wishing for better than this, let this go and that will come in. So I'm seeing you guys learning that lesson. But whomever is struggling to answer the call, you think it's a struggle to apologize. You don't even know what you're setting up for yourself because you're going to be stuck with energies just like you. And that is not only going to manifest in personal relationships either. You're going to be stuck with energies in business like that, on the daily like that, because this is the energy you're attracting into your life. So that is a message that I have for you all. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got something beneficial from it. And I thank you for stopping by this reading. Please remember to like, share with someone who cares, save it to a playlist for future reference. Hype this video up and by all means subscribe for more wonderful readings and luxurious eye candy such as this. And until next time, have a gorgeous day. Bye.